Hi, this is Howie from Prime Your Pump, entertaining and actionable self-improvement. And this week's video is about helping others deal with change. In other words, how much change can other people take before they start to have psychological, emotional, or economic problems? And much of what I'm going to cover in this video comes from a wonderful article by Carol Kinsey Gomen. So thank you, Ms. Gomen. So here we go. How can a person really understand his or her environment if he or she experiences change every 2 or 3 years? For example, can you ever master playing a piano if the location of middle C was changed every 2 or 3 years? Or could you ever really master a new computer program if its fundamental keystrokes were changed every 2 or 3 years? So change generally creates all kinds of issues. Psychological discomfort, that can cause anxiety, fear, depression, sadness, fatigue, anger. All these things can come from change, as well as physical symptoms like stomach problems, headaches, neck aches, back aches. All these things, can be a direct result of change. And remember, somebody dies in life, that's a change. Getting a new job, that's a change. Moving, that's a change. And if you want to help other people deal with it, the lessons we're going to talk about here are very, very relevant. So it's no wonder that logic isn't enough, to help people to change. We need techniques. So what's a change agent to do? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to give you some methods now, to help you help others deal with change in their lives and reduce the problems that are caused by change. So, number one, talk about change to demystify it. What does that mean? That means continually talking about the change someone is going through allows it to become less scary. And as an example, I saw a documentary last night about hospice and people being confronted with death, and continually talking about the confrontation with death really, really made it less scary for the people who are about to die. All right? So just as an example, talking can really help. Involving people in making the change that's going to affect them. No one likes change that's forced on them, But yet most people respond very positively to change that they're involved in creating. And in management, we call this the strategy of involvement. As an example, in my career, many times I've come up with a solution to a problem, presented it, and it was rejected because the person who I presented it to was not involved in the development of the concept. So that's a very, very important thing to do. The next one is keep your communication about change simple. The brain can only deal with so much stuff at one time, so many concepts at one time. So you don't want to throw a huge change at somebody all at once. Rather, it's best to break it down into smaller chunks and feed the smaller chunks to the people in pieces that are much more edible and easily digestible. Next, help people pay attention. The act of paying attention actually reshapes brain patterns. Concentrating attention on a thought or on an insight or a fear will over time, keep the brain stable, which will create physical links in the brain structure. And high attention facilitates long-term behavioral change in the brain. And one way to encourage people to pay attention to new ideas or to change is to continually repackage the ideas in entertaining and actionable ways. For example, in that documentary I told you about the end of life, when they would tell somebody you're gonna die, and the people reacted negatively to it, right away they would repackage it and say, you're going through a passage or you're going through different stages. And you could actually see in the documentary that, they're paying attention to this continual repackaging really, really, really helped. And this is what we think we do at Prime Your Pump. Help people through things with entertaining and actionable things. You're welcome. Okay, now in terms of use it, lose it, or make it actionable. So remember, talk about change to demystify it. Involve people in making the change that's going to affect them. Keep your communication about change simple, break it down into bite-sized chunks, and help people pay attention. And when do you use it? Well, you can use this material in the video whenever you have to create change for others. And what do you think? Well, do you think this post on change will make change more comfortable for you as you work with other people? And if yes, please let us know in the space below. And if no, please let us know in the space below. And before we go, make sure you read our other blog posts. And if you have a friend who may like any of our blog posts, please share them. And lastly, if you haven't already signed up for our newsletter, please do so. And until next time, remember, prime your pump.